Hey guys, welcome to my video. This is day 11 and 12 of my RS07 account. So what I've been doing in the last couple of days, to be honest, I haven't really been doing too much because I've been kind of busy, but I have played a little bit. So apart from doing a little bit of the EOC, I did the Wild Wakes, the new quest. It was it was meant to be one of the biggest quests ever. It was pretty good. I gotta admit, it was a really good quest, but I was expecting a little bit more, you know. But whatever, it was still a good quest, so I can't argue with that. Anyway, so let's talk a little bit about what I've done. So what I've been doing in the last couple of days, apart from doing the Wild Wakes, I've also got one mining level. So yeah, I did the gold. I always do the gold. Gold is my life. Gold is my savior. Yeah, so I did gold. I got one level in gold. Then I did a little bit of mining. No, a little bit of prayer. So I built up my prayer from level 31 to 43. 43 being the level that you need for the melee prayer. So yeah, so it's a pretty big goal. I really need that. Everyone really needs that, especially to do certain quests and also when doing boss killing and things like that. So it's very important that you have these kind of prayers. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. Also, I did the Ghost Hoy quest. Basically, that's a quest where you have to convince the leader of the ghosts in Port Phasmus, and you have to convince him to let the other ghost pass over to the next life, if that makes sense. And you have to try and convince him. Unfortunately, he doesn't really get convinced because he's very stubborn, so you have to convince him with other means. So basically what you do is you get a special ghost speak amulet. You have to get it enchanted so that for one time only you can convince anyone to do what you want. So that's what happened. So I basically convinced him to let the ghost pass over. And what this quest gave me was, it gave me an active file. Now, if you guys have played for a while and you've done the quest before, then you'll know that the active file basically allows you to teleport to Port Phasmus, in the active functus room. So yeah, it's a really good teleport if you want to go to the east side of the map, because there is no real magic teleport. So why is this guy saying, "Oh my god"? Okay. But yeah, so there's no real way to get to the east side unless you have something like fairy rings or something like that. But there is no magic teleport to there. To be honest, there is. There's an ancient spell called Kirill, something like that, which teleports you to Canaphis. But you probably won't have this for a very long time, because to do something like Desert Treasure for the ancient spellbook, it's going to take you a while. So most people don't have ancients yet. So yeah, it's a really good one if you want to get to the other side of the map in the early stages of your character. So yeah, anyway, that's basically what I've been doing. Just pray, magic, and mining. Magic basically is it comes from when I do mining. So whenever I do mining, I always superheat the gold ore into gold bars. So yeah, magic kind of comes along with the mining, and also the smithing comes along with that as well. So yeah. Anyway, guys, I didn't really do too much, so I'm gonna talk about something else as well. So basically, what I want to talk about is the Grand Exchange and people's perception that it's gonna. Okay, so there is no plan to put the Grand Exchange into the O7 servers, but people have been talking about it, what influence it would have, and usually there are lots of people that think it will be very negative and it will pretty much ruin 2007 servers. Now, I kind of agree to a little bit, a certain extent, but for the most part, I completely disagree. The reason is that, you're always going to need items, and people are always going to sell items. making it harder to sell items and to buy items is not really going to impact the economy that much. I mean, the only thing that not having a grand exchange does is it makes prices be more stable. So it makes, like, for example, you can buy pure essence now. Even though in the beginning it was like 5 GP and then it rose like really fast. In the beginning, yeah, it's true. Prices are going to change a lot because people aren't really sure what they are. But right now, items are pretty much very stable in my opinion. Things like rune scimitars, they're around 60k to 70k. They've been that for a very long time. I mean, it's only been 10 days, but I mean, it's been pretty stable to be honest. Now, pure essence is usually around 20 to 25 each. It's pretty much been stable for like a week now. So, I mean, there is fluctuation, of course, but compared to what the grand exchange was, I think there's a lot less. Also, I think that the grand exchange, it does have an influence on making items rise for like a long time and then fall for a long time. So I kind of have that opinion that the grand exchange does make it doesn't really reflect on the item. It more reflects on what the market is doing, like how it's changing. So yeah, in some ways the grand exchange does influence some things, but for the most part, I think it's just that it helps the economy because it allows you to buy and sell things faster. Now, the one thing that not having a grand exchange does do is that it makes people keep items for longer. So, for example, if I go to my bank right now, you'll see that I have a bunch of supplies which normally, if there was a grand exchange, I would just sell them off. For example, all these fish. Like, if I had the opportunity, I mean, I do have the opportunity, I could do this, but it's going to take time for me to buy and sell items. So if I had the grand exchange, I would pretty much sell all these fish apart from my lobsters. I would pretty much sell, I don't know, I would sell all my herbs because I'm not doing herb law at the moment. And what I would probably do is sell all of these, and I would probably buy guams because I'm a very low herb law level. So that's what I would do if I did have the grand exchange. But because I don't, there's a lot less supply because people are just keeping all their items and just hoarding them. So yeah, it kind of has a bad influence in that because people are not selling their items as much. So it does kind of mean that people are going to be doing their skills for longer because the thing is, okay, for example, I collect gold at the moment. So the reason for this is because if I collect a lot of gold, then I can sell it in bulk and make a lot of money. But if I do little bits and pieces here and there, it's going to be a lot harder for me to sell. It's going to take a lot longer for me to sell. So it's kind of like, it's better to do just one thing and stick to that. So that's why you see a lot of people just going for woodcutting or just going for mining or just going for fishing. So it's kind of a good thing if you want to, it really doesn't matter because people are going to do what they want to do, but it kind of makes you do just one thing, you know. So I don't know, it's not really too bad, but it's like I don't know really. But the thing is, I don't believe the grand exchange really has any impact at all. Not really. I mean, it has a little bit of impact, but to be honest, no. So in conclusion, the grand exchange, it has a little bit of impact where it makes people keep their items for longer. But at the same time, it makes it easier for you to buy and sell items if there is a grand exchange. So there are benefits to both sides. I personally don't think there is really that much of an impact at all by the grand exchange because you're not really generating any money. It's not really changing anything. It's a the market is driven by the people, so it's the people that decide how much something costs, whether it rises or it falls, and the ground exchange, it there's no real influence. There's no real difference. It's basically an easy way to buy and sell your items. So now I'm going to talk about some of the things that I do think has a big impact on the economy. So the first one that I think has a big influence on whether the economy is good or bad is the coin share option. So they introduced this, I can't remember when, but it was around the 2008 2009 time when you could do the God Wars dungeon. Now I think the God Wars dungeon was released actually 2007, so it might have been 2007 when they did the coin share option. I believe the Grand Exchange was released November 2007. So yeah, it's pretty close to this kind of time when those kind of things were released. So yeah, but I think the coin share option was the first step in the wrong direction. Now the reason for this is because when you get a coin share drop, you're basically generating GP. So the reason that this is bad is because it basically makes items rise, like just in general. And this might not seem like a bad thing, but when you look at the evidence from what has happened to the evolution of combat servers, the new school or whatever you want to call it, you can see clearly that skills have become useless and worthless because the price of the items that you get from skills is far less than the like what the coins that you get from doing things like bossing, doing things like, I don't know, just certain things that are not really related to the roots of RuneScape, because the skills, if they're worthless to make money with, then it's like there's no point in playing RuneScape, because skills is what it's all about pretty much. I know there's other things like PKing or whatever, but I'm just saying, like, making GP like pretty much readily available has kind of made the downfall, in my opinion, to the skilling aspect of RuneScape. So yeah. Also, the other thing that I think has really impacted, and to be honest, it's in the RS07 servers as well, and this is the High Alchemy spell. This one right here. What it does is it converts item into gold. So there's also a low alchemy one as well. Now what that does is it basically turns your items into gold. Now there are some items in the game that are worth more than others, even though some of those items aren't that hard to get. For example, you can collect green dragon hides. They're worth like I don't know. I don't even know. I think it's like 1.6 each, and you can combine 3 of them to make a dragon hide body, and this basically outs for 5k or some 4.8k, and yeah, so that's basically generating money into the game. Now it's not as bad as the contra option, because you do actually have to do some skills to be able to generate that kind of money. I mean, to be able to, yeah, you have to do some skills to be able to generate that money. But at the same time, some skills are better to get up than others. So crafting is a good one because the hides are worth so much. So that's one thing. Then there's other skills such as mining, where you can get I don't know, you can get steel bars, you can make them into plate bodies, and that outs for 1.2k, but you need 5 plates. Yeah, I think you need 5 bars. Sorry, you need 5 bars to make 1 plate, and you need like 2 coal and 1 iron to make 1 steel body. A bar, fucking hell, I can't do it. 1 steel bar. So it's far harder to make that same amount of money. So you just collect 1 green D-hide, but you need like 10 coal and 5 iron, and then you need to smelt it, and then you need to smelt it again So it's pretty much the same effort just for getting one thing in one skill. So it's kind of an imbalance there. Like some skills are easier to get money with than others. So the high alchemy spell has kind of influenced the effectiveness of some skills. Now, it's not as bad as the coin corruption, like I said, but it does inflate the price of items. So right now, it's hard to make 1 mil GP. But say in a couple of months, when a lot of people have something like some some people have a high wood cutting level, so they'll be able to wood cut for magic logs, and some people will have a higher fletcher level in a couple of months, and they'll be able to fletch magic longbows. Now these items they high out for like I don't even know 1.3k or something, and yeah, so making 1 million GP, you can pretty much make that in a day if you're a woodcutter or a fletcher. So yeah, it's going to be a lot easier to make money in the future because your skills will make you able to high out the better items and make money much more readily available. So yeah, that's just my opinions. Those are some of the things that I do actually think affect the economy. I don't personally think the Grand Exchange really has that much of an influence because it is player driven. So yeah. Anyway, guys, that's pretty much it. Just leave a comment down below what you guys think. And yeah, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed. See you next video.